Don't want to wait. The fight's gonna happen. They want it. Sunbreakers want 5 seconds and Flippin's back. Now you've got to survive 15 more for Red Pepper. Can they do it? Can Flourish hold? Sunbreakers is ready, and they're ready to step in.
Eva is gone. That was their best defender. And now it could be all over. Zombie Billy May is going to be pressed on. That's another one. Double kill there for the Morgan Le Fay. They're walking right down.
Anyone do it? No! No one will stop the Sunbreakers!
Remarkable Wolf. Their house was made of straw.
They're winners! Sunbreakers takes the Divine Final!
Is hot. You get to give me all you got.
The league has been shattered! It's in darkness! It's Sunbreakers dominant! You can't beat that! It's a triple! Make it a quadra! Make it a pentakill for Z-Tan! Can he defend it? He's got a double kill! LaPower got it! And that's it! That is it! Dark Omen, get it! Eyes on the Titan! Zoinks in the Titan room! Aegis on the Searing Pain! And he gets it! Capri ultimate! And it was the Morgan! And now the real Capri pulls through!
Me all you got.
He just wrote the fire charge!
He grinded! He grinded! No, he real grinded! First time we've seen all game. Turning around, he's straight.
Oh no, my God! The turnaround! He's crazy! Huge stun! Oh my God! The double Thor! Into the double! Tactical Faders was an underdog all season long, but now they can call themselves Smite Draft League champions!
Is they're finding out that the big, bad, remarkable wolf, their house was made of straw, blowing it wide open. They will take it. Sunbreakers in 4.
At the start of the season, the sun rose to the sky, and in all 3 divisions, it's been broken. Dark Omen is on death's door. Can they make the play happen? Radmilk has a double. Will anyone do it? No! No one will stop the Sunbreakers! The league has been shattered! It's in darkness! It's Sunbreakers dominance! And they take the godlike finals!
Caution. Content's hot.
It's time for the Divine Division Draft! Let's send it over to your hosts, Gear Chief, Ken, and Phoenix. It's draft time!
Hello and welcome to the Divine Draft for SDL. With me, I got Phoenix, and he's hiding on the desk. And we got Ken Akamaro coming here.
Whoop whoop. Hello.
Hello.
Look at me, I'm blinking.
You gotta love it. So, guys, coming into this draft with this new meta, what do you guys want to see prioritized with with these picks and these drafts for the season?
Well, looking at, I mean, there are a lot of waterfalls down from Immortal. What I look for when I'm doing drafts and I'm looking at who I would want for my team if I was going to be captain here, I'm looking for someone who can be a leader, someone who's got comp experience, someone who can take my team to the next level. Because when you're coming into a draft league like this, there are a lot of people who know how to play Smite and they know the mechanics, they know the game sense. But what really brings you there is someone who has the experience to just help your team, help the morale come along, be a good guy for the rest of you guys, and just be that presence that takes your team and has you always perform at your top level whenever you need it. It's a really hard trait to have as a player, but it's great to have that presence in there.
Yeah, and I think that to add on to what we've had from our little ferret friend, little chinchilla friend, I can say that in Divine, we've seen the last seasons especially, is that we undervalue these people a lot of the time, but they come out and give us a show. You guys know from experience as well that there are a lot of competitiveness in this division that you would never expect. And some big plays, we saw it on the little screen, little play we saw right there that Anthony made for us, that Zetan is one of those players that we have seen. He's on our casting team right now, but as someone that you sometimes don't expect, just to get a quadra kill or a pentakill out of nowhere and be on that show. These are the Divine players that come out and win games for us. So I expect some really good picks, and as you said, there are some really good leftover picks, including some of my real friends and some of your guys' friends. So I'm excited to talk about some of these guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of new names as well as some old names coming into this draft, and I'm excited to see some of these players get picked up. But to capitalize what you guys were saying, when I was a captain last season, when I was looking for drafts, when I finally got people, first thing I said was we're trying to look for have a fun team and be fun here and just enjoy this league as well as be good teammates. And now we're gonna start looking for our first pick of draft. It's gonna be Phoenix, a caster analyst turned captain, trying to hold the moniker, huh? And we should say it's not our Phoenix here.
Yeah, and also that was not. Oh, he wasn't a caster. Phoenix wasn't a caster. He was an analyst for a Immortal team last season.
All right, and now we're looking for our first pick, and I believe we got SDL veteran Freya enthusiast coming up here, and we're looking to see who we got. It is virtually exciting to see him come back. What do you guys think about this pick?
Vert, you know, when I think of Vert, I just think, man, this is the nicest guy I could ever come across. I played Ninhouse with this guy one time. I was playing Thor, he was playing Hell. I kind of walled him off and killed him in the mid lane. Next time I talked to him, he was just he's the nicest guy about it. He's like, yeah, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. It happened, and we just had every time I play with this guy, he just has such a wonderful outlook on the game. Coming up from Challenger last season and was just a dominant jungler all the way through. I'm super excited to see this guy in here. He's going to be a great presence for the Sunbreakers, along with Phoenix, and I'm just excited to see what this guy pulls through.
All right, drafting for pick number 2, Jim Kana rising up to Divine to break the mold. We're looking for his pick. We're gonna see what we can get here, and a lot of people left. I'm excited. We got Rayhum coming in, a really dominant mid coming to take the spot, and a reliable player to say the least.
Yeah, I had the opportunity of playing with Rayhum in a scrim when he was on Kingslayers last season. This guy is just a mechanics monster. He understands the game on a level that very few players do. And on a team that was struggling for at least most of the season, he was looking amazing. This guy has just an amazing sense for Smite. Um, and on a team that's gonna set him up, that gets the plays happening, and make sure that he's the one making making it happen for the team. He's gonna do it. and he's going to be there right in the correct place in the right time, and he's going to make it happen. I love Raham as a second pick, and I'm super excited to see what he brings to the Seismic Shockwaves. It's going to be a treat.
All right. Wild Inferno coming up with Venom HQ picking up his first pick. Round 3, we're looking to see who we can get here. And this is going to be a real great season so far from the first 2 picks. And we got Weeby Fiji coming out. Really a new name to me.
It's a great name. Weeby Fiji is just such a fun name to say. Um, I watched this guy's Scouting Grounds and Immortal, and honestly, the way he plays the game, how his immaculate fight progression, the way he just kind of lives without being afraid of anybody in the line. He's one of those players that I'm honestly surprised he wasn't the first pick overall. A newcomer to SDL, but man, he just looks good every single time. He's going to be a great pick for Wild Inferno.
It's nice to see him in pick 3. Looking at Dark Omen now with Boy Fresh. And that's a pretty interesting name coming out here. I gotta say, have a lot of love for Dark Omen, my old team name. So I'm excited to see what we can get out of here. And we got Royal coming back, a staffer now done a lot for the SDL. I had so much planned, but it's just too much to list.
Yeah, and Royal, funny enough, you may not know Royal is someone who plays this game a ton, but you will know him because every person in this Discord has used the bot that he has made for us. So Little Monster, the one that verifies everyone, that is Royal and Oath together working on that. So that's funny enough that he is now playing with White Boy Fresh on Dark Omen. Really great pick, really strong mid laner, and probably an Immortal Waterfall at this point. Should have been picked in Immortal, now here in Divine. But getting 4th pick is exactly what he deserves.
And we got Dragonlore Cat picking for the Kingslayers. And this guy's a diamond player ready to take his team to new heights. We're looking for Wyvern. What do you guys got on this guy?
Wyvern 86. This is a big time name coming in. This another Immortal Waterfall in my idea. It's kind of a situation where they could have easily ran through jungle, played in a lot of the Immortal SG games, and did extremely well. Very flexible as far as the picks go, as well as the roles go. Can play jungle, can play in the mid and the solo lane, which is something that you need if you want to diversify your team a little bit, and maybe if you want to pick something that the jungler can't pick, you want to pick it in solo. So good pick coming out from Dragonlord Cat right now. DLC loves his good old junglers.
Now we got an old caster, Cosmic Warrior, going for Flourish in his first pick. Actually, is really interesting. We got a former Overwatch Pro player coming in and a student of our ETG champion of last season. For this, we've got Wav. I'm excited to see what he's got to come out.
Wav, yeah, it showed up on the scene. People had a hard time pinging him on Discord because he has 2 Korean letters as his name in our Discord at one point. And so there was a call where we had to be like, hey, can you please change your name to your in-game name? And then people started noticing him. And I had a lot of Divine captains DMing me saying, I want Wav as my support. I want Wav as my support. And so the one person that gives it is Cosmic Warrior. And this team is already very strong because I have played with Cosmic Warrior before. Great captain, great in-game leader, but also just a good player as well. So glad to have Wav join this team on Flourish.
All right. Now for Eclipse captain, we got a friendly soul, a cookie named Joe, looking for his first pick. And now we got watch him yeet to Nene coming out for Eclipse.
We just have a moment to appreciate this beautiful name, Yeet on a Nene. We saw him in Immortal Scouting Grounds popping the ADC, and this guy, although it's not his primary role, it impressed me and it impressed a lot of us over at Smite Draft League. We saw this player really do an amazing job at picking fights, having patience, waiting for the team to come in. He always struck me as a really good communicator in the game, and bring that up as your first pick on Eclipse. It goes a lot to show that your team's going to have some great fight progression control when it comes to your team fights. So Yeet and Nene. Great job.
And some veterans might recognize this name. We got Chiron Osser, an old HR, now turned captain for Divine Division. Looking in, we're trying to find. For my notes for this one, I have to let everyone know we got a build out for this guy. It is for Artemis, Bluestone, Brooch, Jotuns, Failnut, Eggsy, Dom, Quins on Artemis. And for this, we have, I believe, Hunter.
And Hunter it is. Good job reading that build. There was a big moment in the Immortal draft. I was looking at the chat during that one, and it was, where is Hunter? Why is Hunter not being picked? What's the situation going on here? First pick for Stormcolors, really great pickup for Cairo. Yes, this is what you need if you are Cairo. You need someone in the dual lane because you're going to need a little bit of love from that lane, especially if you're gonna be re-entering back into the hardcore of the Divine Division, which is exactly what Kyra's doing. He's been HR for the last 2 seasons for us, so this is gonna be a big pickup for him to have someone on his back that knows the game quite well, which is exactly what Hunter is.
All right, now for pick number 9, we're staying on Kyron Osser, and we're looking something to prove. We have here getting cocky with a AW, important to let everyone know.
Yeah, getting cocky. An important thing to mention that this guy is a comp veteran. He's been playing in like every league, man. And Cairo looking to up that resume with
Yeah.
this pick. I mean, getting someone who knows the game and has played in pretty much everything. You know that he's going to have a calm head. He's going to be able to give your team a lot of advice and support where you need it, especially if your team's filled with people who might not be as experienced in comp as a whole. Getting cocky is going to be able to provide a lot of that for them.
All right, now we're looking at Eclipse, back with the cookie named Joe, making his next pick. And we have someone who's going to rizzle you. We got the Rizzler. Rizzle me this.
The Rizzler Chip, I love you, man. Oh, I'm so happy to see you right here. And honestly, 10th pick is a little late for a player like this. Riz playing on Immortal Dark Omen last season, and one thing I gotta point out with him is that he's just got the mechanics down. Playing whatever pick he wants, making it work. The Heim jungle, criminal act, absolutely. But you know what? He's got the confidence to make it work, and this guy's just gonna form whatever he wants, and he's gonna make it look beautiful.
Now we're looking to Flourish to pick their second pick. And I believe this player was actually champion in our last Divine Division. We're looking at Trap Bunny EM. Oh man, this guy was just a joy to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Trap Bunny making it happen in the jungle last season. And he's a little hunter, man. He likes to find you, kill you, and make it happen again and again. I love watching this guy play. I had the pleasure of scrimming against him twice, and I was the first blood every single time. But I love watching this guy play. He's a treat in the game, and he's just a great guy all around.
Good to hear. I have some personal things with him. Playing against him was always terrifying in my games against his Divine team. It was you never knew where he was coming out from. The jungle, he was always find a way to get you. We're looking at Kingslayers now for their next pick, and only the best pirates can find their way to the Isle of Elite Tortuga.
Elite Tortuga is another great pickup. I think all I've had is great pickups as far as I've said. And you got to think about it. I've had 3 Immortal Wildfalls at this point, which already tells you how many people in this division are so strong. Elite Tortuga is one of those players already that is so very strong. It's funny enough, though, that DLC picked up 2 main junglers as of right now, but I think what they're going to do is probably put Elite Tortuga into ADC, most likely, and put Wyvern into the jungle role. That would make the most sense because Elite Tortuga in the SG games did very well. And so, good pickup for Dragon Lord Cat. I'm excited to see what his next pick is, but we'll see that in like 10 more picks.
All right, now we got Dark Omen looking for their second pick. One of the original creators of the Halo rings. We have Forerunner.
And Forerunner here. He's got a rookie presence on this team, platinum level player, but he's ready to get in there. He's aggressive. He plays everything, and he's just an open player, ready to make it happen. So you've got a great setup in here. Royal offering a lot of experience, And so Forerunner is going to be a player to take that mantle and really run with it into Dark Omen. I like the strategy and getting that experience, making sure that you're working with players that you got and getting them up and running. And so Dark Omen, an interesting team to watch so far.
Right now we're looking at Wild Inferno's second pick, a rookie who's ready to rumble. We have Catamatic.
Catamatic it is. This was a show off in the SG games, kind of undervalued in my opinion. Not seen by a lot of the captains, but was seen by Venom as one of the highest priority picks that he could have, and a good pick at that. Rookie for the SDL, probably going to run through the ADC lane depending on what the other matchups are going to be, because I think there are still standing some other ADCs currently on the board that are going to challenge Catamatic really well, but it's going to be a great season, a great rookie season for Catamatic.
All right, now we're looking at Seismic Shockwaves. They started looking into their second round pick. And I got to say, so far, this seems like it's going to be a very interesting Divine division, very competitive as well. Now we're looking at Seismic Shockwave, a former teammate of Jim looking to take Divine by storm. We have Swag Master. Ooh. I have no shame.
Swagmaster, I played with you in Scouting Grounds last season. He's such a great guy, and this player has a nasty Guan Yu. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience playing with him, and although he was in Challenger Circuit last season, an extremely underrated player, and is a treat to have on any team. Being able to reunite with your old teammate Jim Kana, it's going to be interesting watching these two players and how they bring that experience into Divine Division this season.
All right. Now we're coming back to Sunbreakers to finish out the second round of picking. And for us, looking to bring the Shroud of Darkness to his enemies, it is Dark NMS. Got it.
Dark NMS is the real Gucci guy right here. I love Dark. One of my best friends probably, and so you got a little bit of a friend league here. Phoenix and Dark NMS are some best friends from high school, and so you can already see there's probably some organization there that they're going to have, and comps are going to be pretty easy. Calls are going to be easy for them. And I think these three are already a great team alone. Phoenix in the solo lane, Virtually in the jungle, and Dark in the mid lane. Really strong draft coming out from Sunbreakers, and I think I've already seen that from the other captains as well.
All right, looking to kick off the third round of picks. There may be many fish in the sea, but I believe there's only one. Nobu Fish.
Nobo Fish getting drafted for another pick of someone that's been hanging out with these dudes for a long time now. Well, not a long time, probably about 6 months now. Nobo Fish has been a part of this group, playing games with them and stuff like that. That this is just a smart pick for Phoenix. You don't want to be picking someone that you don't know is going to be consistently there for you and is going to show up for your games. Nobo Fish was a bring up from Challenger last season. He was on my team, and so I'm very happy with this draft right now from Sunbreakers, and they're looking extremely threatening, especially with those last two pickups in Dark NMS and Noble Fish.
All right, Seismic Shockwaves getting ready to take their third round pick, and I believe we got a Masters monster ready to guide his team to wins. We have
Zekka's, baby. Great ADC showing in the SG games. I'm very surprised to see them down in Divine this season. They might be able to show a little bit of anger and strong play down here, with some of their stronger picks, such as Hachiman. That's just a very regular pick right now, but also showed, I believe, some picks with something like Jing Wei, I think is what I saw in the SG games. But strong ADC. We see the ADCs are going off the table right now with Nobofish in the last round, and now Zekkuz going here. Zekkuz, excuse me.
And one thing I gotta say with all these picks for all these drafts, it almost seems like just a second Immortal. And Divine is just a courtesy title. I feel like both leagues are right on par with each other based on all these picks and picks. I'm so used to saying bands. It's ingrained in me at this point. But we're looking at Wild Inferno with their third round pick. And we see coming out, new to the SDL, ready to take his experience to the test. It is Indigo.
Oops, sorry. Indigo, yes, of course. And we were so confused by this name, I had to ask Mental Depressed, who got picked up? Because it was N6 ago, is what it spelled out right there. New to the SDL, ready to go ahead and get in here as far as I can understand. I didn't see too many of their SG games, but has a decent past with comp and probably will bring that experience to his team. Another great pick for Venom, already kind of building out a great roster.
All right, we're looking at Dark Omen trying to get their third round pick in. A lot of good players still up on the board, and it's going to be really exciting to see which way they decide to go, which role they decide to go to, whether it's going to be solo support, jungle, and we see you're not going to know what to believe when you're dealing with Deception Infusion.
Yep, Deception Fusion, baby. Flexible player, another rookie player. We love to see these rookie players in Divine. We've had a couple of them already. I think this is a strong pickup for White Boy Fresh, already having some strong picks in Royal and Forerunner. So now you're going to add Deception Fusions to that. And he was very consistently there for SG matches. Good to see that you're going to have someone that's going to always be on time and on schedule.
All right, and it's very interesting hearing all these new names come through, and I'm excited to see what they're going to have to add to our league and to these players. And I think one of the fun things is always getting to know people, whether you're playing against them, you're teaming with them. And I just hope all these teams have a lot of fun this season. Looking at Kingslayers now, and this player is one who's known for his dominance in solo lane, and myself having a tough time against him. We have Nico Drin.
Nico rejoining the Kingslayers for this one, and he is just a bully. Nico gets in there, Nico makes it happen, Nico kills you, and you can't do anything about Nico, man. He is a beast, and I'm loving the pick up here. 21, kind of late for someone of his caliber, honestly, so kind of slipping through onto the Kingslayers roster, and I can't wait to see what he does.
I'm excited to see too, because last season he was definitely a threat to deal with. He was something I had to plan ahead for and figure out a way, because it was no easy way to deal with it. But now we're looking at Flourish for their third round pick, and we got the Crimson Aspect.
The Crimson Aspect was another big fall. We expected Crimson to possibly go in the Godlike division at one point. And so this is wild. Went through Immortal and now landing himself into Divine, a very strong mid laner that showed off his skills in the SG games as well. In a couple of those games, it was almost impossible to stop Crimson. He was playing in Immortal games at that point. So Cosmic is picking up someone that was really, really not supposed to be here, but is now down in this division, surrounded by Trap Bunny and WAV. Ugh, gross team already for Cosmic.
Right. Now Eclipse is starting to think and ponder what they want to do. Let's see what they can pull out. And don't let their name fool you. Take this guy very seriously. We have the Casual One.
Very casually said right there. I like that. That was very nice of you, Gear. Yeah, and for sure, do not let their name fool you. This was a situation. I had some people on the Immortal draft when I ran it saying that they might want to pick up this guy because of how strong they were in the support role. Ended up falling to Divine, which is a great role for him considering he's probably going to be able to run it down with the Rizzler. The Rizzler is a really strong ADC, and we'll probably see Chip over there for multiple roles, as well as Yi Undernene. Great pickup here for Eclipse, and rounding out a support like that is easy to do with Casual One.
All right, we got Stormcallers here ready to finish out the third round. Looking to make their name in the SDL, we have with us Matthias.
Yeah, Matthias making his way in here, and if you're looking at the way this team has come in, we're looking at Hunter, Conky, and Matthias. Matthias with a good amount of comp experience coming in, just rounding out this roster with some big names and some great talent. Something to note is that every single person drafted so far for the Stormcallers has support somewhere in their repertoire. And so when you're looking at something like that, you're looking at shot calling, team leadership, being able to pick where the fight started and how it's going to go. So being the person who's probably going to be playing that on this team, we're looking at someone who is just going to be surrounded of people with the same mindset. And so Cairo picking up some amazing players for his team.
Now we're going to start out the fourth round picks. We have another support player, a solid support player. We got OLK Hard Killer.
Oh yeah, this is a great pickup. Another support picker is correct. OLK Hard Killer is a Masters level player, funny enough, once again falling down here. but in the first season was playing with the likes of Remarkable Wolf, someone who is a god-like captain now, funny enough. And so you know that OLK has experience with some higher level players. And another great pickup from Cairo. Picking up a lot of supports, but I know supports as some of the nicest players and some of the most humble people in the game.
All right. And I gotta say, coming this, no one should be disappointed with how late they get picked in because there's a lot of times that the teams are just built so weirdly and everything just kind of gets out of the way, or you're just looked at for just a certain spot. And it's very interesting to see what we got coming here. And now this next guy will come to his patient's appointment sporting a mullet. We got Dr. Redneck.
Dr. Redneck is all I can say is the main thing. I played a couple in-houses with Redneck and a big Star Wars fan with the Redneck Yoda style, but also a really nice guy. And so this is just a great pickup for a cookie named Joe because you need those type of people on your team that can bring a calm and a patience and a humbleness to your team. So Redneck will bring that as well as just an overall player, can play every single role, can do it at a really good level, and match me up in solo quite well, funny enough.
All right, coming out of Flourish, looking to try to round out their team with their 4th round pick, trying to find a solid player to kind of complement the rest of their team, someone who's going to make waves. And we have ta-da, FB Demon, your own personal sleep paralysis demon.
Yes, Facebook demon, let's go. Coming in with the trend of players switching over from another game to Smite. FB Demon, she's a League player, coming over here, but that shouldn't be anything to say about a lack of Smite skill. When you're talking about people who come over from League, the big emphasis that you have is farming, farming, farming. And so when you're switching over to a game like Smite, which just makes it easy for you in comparison in there, FB Demon is gonna come in and just make it happen. There's a lot of potential to see some really crazy plays and a perspective that you just don't see that much from pure Smite players. And so I'm really excited to see how this Flourish roster comes along because this is a scary team.
Kingslayers looking to try to finish off their team. Looking at someone who's confident in lane, but needs a little bit of courage when it comes to the jungle. We have Jungle Phobic.
And Jungle Phobic, yet another waterfall down here. Jungle Phobic is a little better known for how they did in the Weekend Smite League, but just a solid player all around. Really chill on the game and just wanting to play, get some cool stuff happening, and make it work for the people in the roster. And so Jungle Phobic is gonna come into here a team that is really strong on paper and just rounding it out and making sure that the boys are there to be happy and to have a fun game.
And that's always the most important thing when you're in these leagues. Winning is top priority, but you want to make sure you have a positive time and you want to make friends, right? I believe we've all made friends along the way.
Oh, you know,
Of course.
friends.
I'm friends with you. Yeah. I mean,
You sounded
all
so
right.
confident there. Oh, I love you both. All right.
Part of
Makes
me wanted to
feel
see
just
how
a
long the
great
silence
person.
could last.
All right. Dark Omen coming out with their 4th round pick. Someone who's ready to get in the middle of fights and bounce back. We got Sponge Monkey.
Yeah, Sponge Monkey. Solo main here. The second one for this Dark Omen roster. But just, a frontline main, he wants to get in there. He wants to make it happen for the team. Sponge Monkey is going to be an aggressive player and a really big presence for these guys. So on a team a team that looks like it really wants to control the pace of the game, Sponge Monkey is going to be a great addition in making sure that Dark Omen really doesn't lose anything.
Okie doke. Now we got Wild Inferno looking for their 4th round pick. Trying to find what's left, and I believe there's just a lot left. So it's a matter of just deciding what you can choose from. Wild Inferno coming out with socks and sandals on. We have Teach Like a Dad.
Teach Like a Dad. And one more pick that I'm surprised fell here. Teach Like a Dad is a Masters player coming in here as a comp veteran as well in QSL and Animosity. Support main, and he's just gonna make this team so much better if they weren't already. I mean, a couple rookies in this roster for Venom HQ, and Teach Like a Dad is coming in here knowing his stuff, making sure that the team is rounded out, and it's a very smart pick to come in here with. I'm surprised that Teach Like a Dad is really open this late into the game, but hey, there you go.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of picks left, and you don't really know where to go. Now, Seismic Shockwaves is looking for their one, and in this guy's playstyle, he simply put, I want to win. We got Ganondad.
Yeah, Ganondad. I want to win. Couldn't have said it better myself. He's a jungle man, and when you're looking at that role, I mean, that's what you want. You need the confidence. You need to be in there. You need to know when you want your fights to happen, and just get in there. Ganondad's gonna have that right off the bat, and making sure that the seismic shockwaves are gonna be a threat all across the map.
And two dads back to back.
Yeah.
I almost believe I want to believe that they all agreed to that. Like, all right, we're gonna pick dad after dad. All right, we good? You got this.
The next
All right.
pick is Oath, the actual dad.
Yeah. Big Daddy Oath.
Yeah, Big Daddy Oath.
Here we go.
All right. So now we got Sunbreakers finishing out round 4 in the Season of Souls. Someone looking to drain your soul. We got Dracul.
Dracul, man, this player is fantastic. Drac is almost like a player and a coach at the same time. He drafts such a detailed list on exactly what you want to do for every game, and is just so methodical when thinking about Smite and Theory and making it happen. Phoenix, when we were teaming together, just made the most amazing spreadsheets for every matchup that we came across. And having another player who's going to put in the work to make sure that you guys are prepped for the game ahead of you, Drac is going to be a scary addition because of just how prepared Sunbreakers are going to be for any opponent. They're going to be in your head before the game even started.
All right, rounding out 5th pick and confirming these teams. Looking at Sunbreakers, they're picking up a solid support in the scouting grounds. We have Stanaway.
Woo! Let's go, baby! Let's go, Stan. Attaboy. That's the way to do it. Seen as a solid support in scouting grounds is what Gear just said. But for me, Stan is seen as literally the person that asks me every single day, what do I build? What do I build here? But very talented at Yamoja, very talented at multiple other supports, can do whatever you need in support. So very versatile support. Really happy to see him here. And once again, friends with Phoenix and friends with Dark NMS. They all went to like high school together. It's crazy how this team got together.
I hope that chemistry really caters out to them in the season. Seismic Shockwaves looking to finish their roster out at 2 a.m. and I'm lost in Brooklyn Raps.
Yeah, you gotta do it right. It's 2 a.m.
And I'm lost in Brooklyn.
There you go.
Isn't home.
There we go. Yeah, we got that one. We got to put that one over the one where D-Lo and the other rest of us did it last season. That was great. All right. Well, anyways, Brooklyn Rap. Sorry to take that away from you. You're part of a famous song that we all like here. So, anyways, you grind. Brooklyn grinds this game like nonstop, and so you can expect something kind of like Dracul, where they have a lot of knowledge about the game and understand kind of what's going on with the other opponents' teams and also their own team. So good pick from Brooklyn, from Gymkhana for the last pick here in Brooklyn. Seismic Shockwaves looking strong.
All right, Wild Inferno's looking to lock in the last of their team as they pick up a former Challenger Cup champion, now leveling up to Divine. We got Wolf Dotson.
Yeah, Wolf Dotson. If you know him from Weeb's Waifus, you know that you should be scared of Wolf Dotson. That whole team was full of tremendous talent, and Wolf Dotson's just gonna bring it to Divine. Being picked up 5th here, very, very high value pick for the Wild Inferno. Wolf Dotson is gonna be an amazing addition for these guys.
And now we're starting to look to see towards Dark Omen to see what they're going to end up picking for their final pick of this draft with still so many good people that are open. And it's going to be really exciting to see what they can pull out. And now we're looking to decide to pick up a man mysterious as the dark side of the moon. We got ridiculous. I butchered that so bad. I promise I'll get it better this season. I need glasses. I need
Ridiculous?
glasses. Yeah, can someone save me here? I need glasses so bad.
Excuse Gear Chief. He is ridiculous
you.
for this one.
Thank you. I'm blind as a bat, man. I need my glasses. I'm sorry. Text too small. Every excuse. Can someone save me here? Pronounce the name correctly?
Great pickup. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but total Pogger 69 is the in-game name right there. Great pickup. Another situation where it's going to be an overall type of pick. You can cover it. Great for a sub position. Did a okay in SG games. Kind of one of those players that we can possibly see some big plays from, or could possibly just be one of those ones that subs in every now and then and plays really well when they do play.
I will make that back up. I promise. I will get it right, and we're looking forward to seeing how you play because hopefully I can hype you up and redeem myself for that one. We got Kingslayers coming in for their final pick, and another real big opponent in the soul lane, also a champion of Divine Sunbreakers. We got Rage Moore.
Rage Moore was there for almost every single SG game, it felt like. So showed off their face a lot. And I think because they showed off their face so much, it was like they played every single role because we would just ask him, can you play this role? And they're like, yeah, sure, I'll play that role. And so when you play so many different roles and so many different SG games, there's really no way that we're not going to pick you up at some point in this Divine draft as at least a sub. And I don't know exactly what DLC is going to do with Rage Moore, but it's a lot of possibilities.
All right. Flourish, looking to solidify their roster, coming in with what's left and all the choices. They got to try to figure out, trying to find a solid player to conclude their decision making for this team. We got Full of Shrimp.
FOS, baby, Full of Shrimp. Coming back again to play some more SDL. We saw him last season. Did pretty well, but more of a team fight type of player, not as much of a 1v1 type of player. Can expect to see him rotate into those if the beacon is still there, because it feels like these patches are making this game so drastically different. But if those type of beacons are there, this is the type of thing that Full of Shrimp could escalate to and get some good team fight kills in.
All right, and I feel obligated to make the joke a shrimp fried that rice, but I couldn't fit it in. So just know I thought of it. I tried to figure it out. And now we got Eclipse coming in to find the last person on their roster. Familiar face in other leagues, and also in the scouting grounds, we got Loyal, F3.
Absolutely. We're seeing a trend with players in these last slots, people who are willing to put in the work to just make make themselves known. So Loyalty, grinding scouting grounds as well as just playing in a bunch of leagues, man. This player is going to make sure that they're not playing passively on this roster in Eclipse. They're going to be there and they're going to be ready to play whenever they need to. And so a great pickup here, and something that any team would be proud to have.
All right, and before we go with this final pick, we'd like to remind you, please follow and join us on YouTube, Twitch, and all the other social media. We would like to see your beautiful, shining faces as we kick off this league, and you get to see all your friends, yourself, just on all these different types of videos, and really get part of those clips we had at the beginning of the season, the beginning of the cast, and have a fun season as well. Now we're looking at Stormcallers to finish off the draft for us. Last but not least, coming to start and finish his season. Back to finish what he started, we got Vulture.
Now, let's just start this off. How did he make it down here, man? Vulture's so good. Vulture, a player, if you know him from Smite Draft League, he was on Flourish last season. The Flourish that went pretty much undefeated during the regular season. Vulture is a player, although surpassed at a little bit through the season by Nobofish, is someone that just makes their name known and make sure that you're not forgetting him in the team fights, because left unchecked, Vulture's going to be in there and Vulture's going to kill all of you. I'm honestly so surprised that he was left for 40th pick. But man, I guess that's the price that the other teams are gonna have to pay, because Vulture's gonna be right in there along with the rest of the Stormcallers.
All right. Now that we got these teams about rounded out and we got some faces, some old, some new, what do you guys expect to see? Is there a team you see that you kind of favorite a little bit? I know we have a little bias on Phoenix's end, but is there anything else you guys see that excites you, makes you really want to see what's going to happen?
I mean, you can't ignore, at least if you're a veteran of SDL, just how talented and how methodical Sunbreakers looks. Obviously, that's where a lot of the bias comes in, knowing who the players are. But I mean, just how these guys are gonna do. I think that regular season they're gonna run through so much, and they're just gonna keep getting better every single week. So that's the team that I want to put at least a spotlight on for the start of this.
I'm going easy. Obviously, Sunbreakers is my opinion. There's Phoenix is my boy, but on the right hand side of your screen, you see Stormcallers as well. That team is very strong. That's a full support team basically, but they can do every single role if they wanted to. But also, I don't know if you said it here, but this is not our last division. We do have one more division below this, which is Unstoppable. I think he'll give us a little more information about that. But yeah, we have more talented players still coming our way in a possible next draft.
All right, like Phoenix said, we do have one more draft, so if you didn't get picked, don't get discouraged. You guys have a second chance, and we're looking to figure that one out as we're trying to get captains and a whole bunch together, but that should be coming out really soon, so make sure you stay tuned for our Unstoppable draft. With as many names that have kind of even fell through here, that league looks like it's going to be pretty interesting itself.
Yeah, it's gonna be a banger.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. all these leagues all seem insanely competitive, and it feels like there's Godlike, which we understand they're masters, grandmasters, but past that, all these teams just seem all these leagues just seem very kind of even. You might have a little bit of gap in level, but I think everything's gonna be competitive this season, and it's just gonna be a really fun year to watch, or at least just this season's gonna be really fun to watch.
I agree with you. I think that this lower division is not even going to feel like a lower division sometimes, and that's what we want. And it's crazy because I think this is the first season we're having a full 4 actual divisions.
Yeah,
this usually would be the end of it. We usually would say goodbye right now and say, have a good season, but we're not saying goodbye. We're saying we'll see you in the next stream, which is a crazy thing to do.
All right, yeah. Like Phoenix said, we'll see you in the next stream, and hopefully that shall be soon. So, see you then.
Woo!